Okay, so this question is similar to the last one we just did, except what we're going to do is find the lowest common multiple. That's what LCM is, lowest common multiple of these numbers, and we're going to use the prime factors. So this method is a little bit tricky, but it uses the prime factors, which actually seems to be a pretty quick way of doing things. So instead of listing multiples times 1, times 2, times 3, times 4, times 5, times 6, and keep going and writing that list down in your paper, we're going to use prime factors. We're going to use the factors. So the first thing we got to do is we have to factor these three numbers. So this is going to go real quick. You're going to love it. So 18 divided by 2, that's a prime number. That gives us what? 9. Divided by 3 gives us 3. There you go, 18. The list of prime factors is 2, 3, and 3. What about 20? Well, we've got 2. It gives us 10. You can divide that by 2. It gives us 5. Hey, awesome. Okay. What about 30? So with 30, we divide by 3. That gives us 10. Divide by 2. That gives us 5. We can stop. So there we've got our lists of prime factors. And if you want to look in your textbook on page 38, this is an example. It's the example that we're doing. It's on page 138. And I might just get that up for you here. Okay, so I got to go. Let's see, where are we? 3.1. Did I pass it? I think I passed it. Oh, there it was. Okay, so here we're going to follow this lead right here. Okay, so this is what you do. You highlight the greatest power of each prime factor in any list. Now, this is a little bit of a change from what we've been doing. We're not highlighting common factors. We're highlighting the largest power of each factor in each list. So let me just show you how that works. Highlight the greatest power of each prime factor in a list. So for this one here, okay, let's look at the 2's, okay? So for the 2's, there are 2's in each list. So what is the greatest power of 2's? That is, which list has the most 2's? It's this one right here, you see? So there's 2 2's here. There's only 1 2 there and 1 2 there. So we have 2 squared. That's the greatest power of the prime factor of 2. So what about 3 is another prime factor. So which list has the greatest number of 3's? Right here. And so guess what? That's 3. There's 2 of them, so that's 3 squared as well. And what about the other prime factor that's involved? 5. Right? Which list has the most number of 5's? Well, there's only 1 5 in 2 of these lists, so let's just highlight one of them, and that's going to be 5 to the power of 1. So you want to highlight or write down the greatest power of each prime factor that's in any of the lists. And this is what we have. So guess what? When we multiply these together, that gives us the lowest common multiple. So this is 4 times 9 times 5. And what's that going to be? 180. When you multiply those three, you get 180. So, I don't know if you guys like this way. I think this way was possibly just a little bit quicker than this way. That's the one we just did. So now you have 2 methods to choose from. One is listing all of the multiples and identifying the common one in each list. Which, you know what? If you guys want to take some extra time doing some math and you just love punching your calculator, then you know what? This is great. You can do this. Make all these lists. Honestly, I would really strongly suggest you practicing this method right here. List the prime factors for each. Circle the greatest power of each prime factor and then multiply them together and you're done. Greatest common multiple. Okay? All right.